Good morning, everybody. Lone Wolf Rick here. And it is Sunday morning, June 23rd, I think, right? I believe so. 2024. I am sitting here in the park at the MGM, New York, and MGM Park. It's like in between the two. Hope everybody's having a great weekend. At the start of this video, I'm recording about 8:30 this morning. It is already 93 degrees, and we are looking at 110 degrees today here in the Vegas Valley. I got me a ice cold Dr. Pepper to start the morning. I don't drink coffee. I'm not a coffee drinker. Um, Never have been. In fact, I have never bought a single item at Starbucks. Never. So if the evil empire was looking for me to get rich, they'd have been closed a long time ago. But because of my help and because of my product placement right here, number 2 selling soda in America right here. They bypassed Pepsi. Pepsi dropped to number 3. Dr. Pepper is the number 2 selling soda in America. That's some good stuff. All right, so let's talk about a few things today. It's like Sundays is just kind of a wide open vlog. I'll just talk about what I've seen during the week, maybe on the internet, and what I found and everything. So, but the first thing I wanted to cover is another new member to the channel. And makes number 2 right now. JL from Chicago. Jay is my second member of my channel. He hit that join button and splurged. Jay, thank you very much. You know, Jay is I know this, it's like, because Jay has some memories of some pro wrestling back in the day. Jay, do you remember back in the 1990s when WCW had a masked wrestler called Mr. JL? So you always remind me of Mr. JL. Of course, Jay is not the Mr. JL from Chicago. JL in pro wrestling was Jerry Lynn, who wrestled underneath the mask for WCW back in the day. But yeah, little fact that nobody cares about, but I just thought I'd share it anyway. Here in Vegas, it's like, it has been hot every day. It has been dry. And what's happening is it's bringing down all the wildlife from the mountains. It's like this happens when we have temperature and weather like this. It brings down the coyotes from the mountains. It brings down the mountain lions, believe it or not. It's like here in the mountains of Nevada. So it brings down the mountain lions here into the city. So if you live here, please, please, please be careful, and please make sure that your animals, if you have any dogs or cats or whatever, excuse me, everybody. If you have any dogs or cats or anybody or anything like that, it's like, please keep them either inside or keep them to where it's like the wildlife can't attack them, because it does happen. So just kind of make sure that your pets are taken care of. I saw on the internet where it's amazing. Kansas City, Missouri is playing kind of hardball. It's like both the Chiefs and the Royals are wanting new stadiums. It's like, in Kansas City. And Kansas City, Missouri is actually playing a little bit of hardball. You know how it goes. It's like politics of sports and back and forth and everything. However, Kansas City, the sports teams, actually has like a savior. And that savior is Kansas. The state of Kansas, the governor of Kansas, has offered the Kansas City Royals and the Kansas City Chiefs both to build them both new stadiums on their side of Kansas City. So they would, both teams would make the move. They would still be known as Kansas City, since they would still be in Kansas City, but the stadiums would be in Kansas City, Kansas. That way they would get the revenue, ticket revenue, sales tax revenue, and everything else for whatever events happen. It's like, in those stadiums. Now, Kansas is going to, they said they would fund the stadiums uh, they would do their own sports betting, sports, the lottery. It's like all these different things. So it's like, it's pretty interesting that um, Kansas City would kind of use these quote unquote sin money to build like new baseball and football stadium for both of those teams. So this will be pretty interesting to see. Now, one politician in Kansas, the lone politician that voted against this, said it's like anybody can see that these teams are just using Kansas against Missouri. It's like to get what they want. But I think this was kind of like the governor of Kansas was kind of like um, just kind of stepped out there on her own. It's like she just kind of I don't think was any contact with the team. Said it's like, you know what, we'll do it for you. It's like, I think we'll just build the new stadiums in Kansas, across the border in Kansas City, Kansas. So we'll see how that all plays out. It's like, I think the lease and stuff is up on these stadiums and not until like 2028, 2031, those type of deals. So it's a long ways to go. But it's just an interesting story because I just remember what everything's gone through here with the A's and the Raiders and moving out of Oakland. It's like into Las Vegas and how that all played out with politics and sports. So doesn't matter. It's like it happens everywhere, I guess. So, I think, was it the only person that ever built their own stadium was Jerry Jones in Dallas, and he owns it 100%. He built his own stadium. So. But we'll see what happens in Kansas City versus Missouri. I heard a rumor this week that the Fontainebleau, last week I told you that they had bought like 5 acres of land from the Convention Authority here in Las Vegas, or they were looking to buy it, and I guess the deal's been signed and everything. It's just a matter of transferring the money funds. But I heard, excuse me, the rumor that the Fontainebleau is losing an average of $400,000 a day, $400,000. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. It's like, with all of this and stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if, maybe by the end of the year or whatever, the Fontainebleau, you see a for sale sign maybe on the door. But $400,000 a day, that's a hootenanny worth of dollars. It's like right there. But I remember when Resorts World first opened up, and those rumors that they were losing money on a daily basis of a few $100,000, and they seem to work their way out of it, and it seems to be okay. So, but I know Fontainebleau probably needs some time to get conventions in, because they were looking to really get heavy into the convention business themselves. So they need time for all of that to play out and all the conventions. It's like, I think as most conventions book a year out. So we'll see how that all plays out also. I saw where the Sphere here in Las Vegas, it's like booked the Eagles. The Eagles will be coming to Las Vegas for an 8-show event. I guess 4 shows in September, 4 shows in October of this year. And so if you're a big Eagles fan, as much as they could anyway, Glenn Fry passed away. So, one of the real mainstays. But I guess they got most of the boys back together. And, Don Henley and Timothy B. Schmidt. And I guess they got Vince Gill to sit in with them also. He probably does the Glenn Fry stuff since their voices were fairly similar. And Glenn Fry's son is with them. And yeah, so if you're an Eagles fan and you want to see the Eagles, it's like they are going to be at the Sphere here in Las Vegas, September, October. Check the internet. It's like the thing I saw where tickets will probably start at about $175. So just so you have an FYI, it's like, those tickets will probably sell out fast, so then you'd have to buy them through the resale outlets and everything. So yeah, so there you go on that. I'm thinking there's got to be a lot of John Wayne fans still. It's like, I posted a movie a day and a half ago, really, Friday night, and one of the early John Wayne movies. It's like Angel and the Bad Man. It was made in 1947, and it's one of the early movies from John Wayne. It's like, a pretty cheap movie. It's like, a thing, but it's one of those movies that's in the public domain. So I posted it on the channel. It's already got about 1,400 views, 1,400 views. So John Wayne is the man, huh? Once again, it's like a thing. I've said this. It's like a thing. It's like, and I posted a little community post. It's like I went over 5,000 subscribers. Thank you all very, very much. It's like, it's very interesting because when my channel got that, when I posted that video from Travelodge on the Travelodge stay, and that went viral, it's like, got into the algorithm and really took off. The channel, as far as subscribers and the views and stuff, has really picked up for me. And for all of you that are my subscribers, and everybody watches my videos, and it's like, for you that have been with me for a long, long time, thank you very, very much. I greatly appreciate your support through all of this times, even when things, sometimes didn't seem like it was going very good or very fast for me and stuff. It's like at 5,000, it's it's not like huge channel. It's like, by any means, it's like there's a whole lot more channels out there with more than me. But for me, it's like, I'm very appreciative. Thank you very, very much, everybody. It means a lot to me. I saw there's a couple of other things I want to talk about before we close out. It's like, did you know, it's one of those ESPN, did you know, that the state of Nevada only owns 20% of their land. The federal government still owns 80% of the land here in Nevada for like mining and whatever else the BLM deems they want to use the land for. But Nevada, it's like, owns 20%, basically the cities, around the cities, and everything like that. So I just thought that was an interesting stat. Nevada, at one time the federal government wanted to see if they could actually use Nevada as a farming state. And a lot of things grow here in Nevada. They really does, even as with this, the weather way it is and stuff. But so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Because I know it's like, if you want to buy, say, a huge chunk of land, to where it's like, and I've seen people do this, it's like, or I've heard people do this, it's like you go to the federal government, you buy from the BLM. It's like they have most of that desert land. Whenever you drive out of Las Vegas, one way or the other, it's like, what thing, and you see all this land and stuff, it's like a lot of it's owned by the federal government. So I just found that kind of interesting. And one of the last things I want to talk about, I saw this on the internet and I thought it was kind of funny. It was like, what are the 5 most useless states in America? I'll give you a moment to think about that. It's like the 5 most useless states in America. And this is based on the United States GDP and population and stuff like that. So the number 1 most useless state in Nevada, in America, is, sorry Daniel, but it has to be Wyoming. Wyoming, they say, is the most useless state in America. It has a United States GDP of 0.16%. It provides towards America and their revenue and stuff. And it has a population, the whole state has a population of 600,000 people. So, number 2 is Vermont. Vermont has 650,000 people that live there. And their United States GDP comes to 0.14%. It's like of the U.S. GDP. It's like what they bring to the table for America. number 3 and 4 will kind of combine here. It's like, you know, it's like, but number 3 and 4 is North Dakota and South Dakota. The two states combined has a population of 1.7 million. It's like their GDP is 0.44. US GDP is 0.44. And lastly is Alaska. Believe it or not, it's like, you know, they at number 5. Their population is 750,000 people, and a US GDP is 0.23. So I just saw that. I thought it was interesting. Thought I'd pass it on to you. So if you have friends, it's like for many of those states or areas, you can say it's like you know, you're from a useless state. So all right, everybody. I don't think I have anything else to talk about. I think I covered everything today. I thank you once again, thank you very, very much for joining me. Thank you very, very much for watching. I greatly appreciate y'all. And hit the 5,000 subscriber mark. It's like, I guess the next big milestone would probably be like 7,500, I would think. You know, 7,500 would be the next, I don't know. That's just in my mind. So, so we'll just plug on and try to get to that, okay? Hey, I'm Lone Wolf Rick. Once again, thank you very much for joining me. I greatly appreciate it. Sundays, this is kind of like our little, I don't know, round table type thing, I guess. It's like, you know, I invite you to, you know, leave a comment and say, it's like, hey, have you ever covered this? It's like, and if they look this up, talk about this or whatever. And it's like, I'll see what I can find on it and then talk about it. No politics. Don't want to get into politics. That's a losing proposition, and so we'll stay away from that. But everything else is open game. Yeah, everybody take care of yourselves. Okay, stay healthy. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye, everybody.